The season finale of Showtime's gritty mystery drama series Yellowjackets went out with a bang, and it left us with more questions than answers. But the showrunners didn't leave us completely hanging and have answered all our post-finale questions. So let's look at what the showrunners had to say about the finale. First, is Jackie really dead? In the season finale, one of the major reveals was that Jackie died. It was already revealed from the very first episode that Jackie was dead, but many fans speculated it to be otherwise. However, the season finale finally showed Jackie die in the wilderness after she got into a fight with Shauna. What surprised the fans was how she actually died and how mundane her death was. After her fight with Shauna, she was kicked out of the cabin and was forced to sleep outside, but eventually froze to death overnight after a harsh snowfall. However, considering the mysterious nature of the show, it has still left many fans with the question whether Jackie really died out in the wilderness. Showrunners Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson, in an interview with Vulture, answered the burning question. Nickerson confirmed that Jackie is in fact dead. He added that one of the things the show is trying to do is play with the subjectivity of experience, so not everything is always as it may appear, and there's always a possibility of a plot twist. But as for Jackie's character, she's officially dead in the canon storyline of the show, as confirmed by the showrunners. However, the impact of her death and the role the girls played in her demise will still be present in the future storyline. What about Jackie's journal entry? One of the major fan theories about Jackie's fate revolved around Jackie's journal diary. Season 1 showed a list of movies and character preferences in her diary, many of which came out years after the girls crashed in the wilderness. This left many fans wondering who filled in this journal and if Jackie really was alive and had survived the wild. However, after the finale confirmed that Jackie was already dead, the question remained: who continued to make entries in her journal? Ashley Lyle clarified in the interview that these were not written by Jackie. Nickerson added that this reveal was not necessarily a big part of the plot, but added to the character idea of Shauna. Lyle said that it was a character Easter egg and not a plot Easter egg, and was just a hint at what happened after the girls were rescued and returned. It was used by the writers to expand on Shauna's survivor guilt and everything she did as her initial reaction. She developed a tradition of annually remembering Jackie with Jackie's parents and becoming a surrogate daughter figure as a way of dealing with the guilt of being complicit in her death. The interviewees added that they had not expected the scene to gain the attention that it did, and they will also focus on what happened in the gap where they return after the rescue between the past and the present. Who did the girls eat? In the first episode of the show, a few members of a cannibal clan were shown eating the flesh of a person. It still remains unidentified whose flesh the girls eat in the beginning scene after they become cannibals to survive the shortage of food. The show began with a girl whose features remained hidden, who died early in the episode after she fell in a death trap. She was shown to be wearing a white dress and running across a snow-covered forest in panic and falling into a spike pit where she dies. The fans came up with several theories about who the girl is and who the other girls eat. The finale did not make any revelations about the identity of the first victim of the cannibalistic clan. When asked if the showrunners were purposely choosing to be ambiguous about the identity of the pit girl, they agreed by saying that they will eventually reveal who it is, but for now are creating the mystery about who the character is. They hint at the Converse sneakers that the pit girl is wearing and how it has appeared on several characters of the show in the first season because it is common for them to share their clothes. They focused on the clothing of the characters throughout the first season to avoid assumptions by not necessarily always having a one-to-one with what piece of clothing or which pair of shoes went with which character, and confirmed that the pit girl is not Jackie since she died in the finale. Who were Natalie's lavender lavender-wearing abductors. In the finale, Natalie is seen sitting in her motel room with a shotgun under her chin when kidnappers burst into her room with symbols around their necks and kidnap her, just as Susie leaves her a voicemail about being followed and asking who Lottie is. The showrunner Jonathan Lisco revealed that the kidnappers are linked to her past and the forest, and that their symbols are a clue to those dark days. He said, "After everything you've seen in the woods so far comes back to haunt the Yellowjackets in 2021 with these weird lavender-wearing people who come in with that symbol around their neck and then they take Natalie, it doesn't take a genius to suggest that whatever started in the woods, whatever dark forces are going to be dramatized in the course of season 2, never really die there. They are still alive, and with some of the survivors in 2021. Maybe they've just been on a slow simmer, but now as we move forward in subsequent seasons, it's really going to explode and become more vivid." What they had to say about fan theories and the show's audience. Before the finale even aired, the internet was brimming with fan speculations. This fascinating story left fans coming up with theories after each episode, diving into the show's plot, from disturbing events of ceremonial cannibalism to mean girl politics. The finale, Sic Transit Gloria Mundi, answered some of the speculations and questions that the fans had, and then somehow left with even more complications. Showrunner Jonathan Lisco revealed in an interview that he appreciates the fan theories, saying, "As our very enthusiastic audience, and I say this with great respect to them, starts to allow the narrative to mushroom in their own consciousness and goes on flights of fancy with their own theories, it's no longer just your show. Then it's everybody's show." Although he did go on to say that not all theories can be a part of the final script and are just that, theories. He continued on to say, "But there's no multiverse here. We've got to make decisions. So we can't hit everyone's theory palpably and perfectly each time. Ultimately, we have to hear all that, absorb it, respect it, love it genuinely, and then look at each other and say, what are our instincts telling us?" We hope that the audience that's being so gripped by the show will go on the ride with us as we knock ideas around and decide what the most compelling narrative is. Will there be a second season? Fortunately, the network didn't keep the fans waiting on the fate of the show's future. Due to the show's rising fan base and a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes, it was officially confirmed last month that the show is here to stay for a second season at least. Yellowjackets was renewed while the first season was still airing. After its renewal, Showtime's president of entertainment, Gary Levine, revealed in an interview that the series is one of the network's biggest hits. "It was our second biggest series debut ever on streaming, and it's grown each week to stream by double-digit percentages," he continued. "In terms of acclaim, in terms of buzz, no pun intended, and in terms of hard numbers, this show has just exploded. For it to be embraced as quickly and as deeply as it was by both audiences and critics alike, that's a little like catching lightning in a bottle. You can never anticipate that, but boy, it's awfully sweet when it rarely happens." It is unclear when season 2 will be back on our screens, but thanks to its early renewal, the show will be starting pre-production for season 2 very soon. Levine revealed that the writer's room will begin work this month, saying, "We have not heard the pitch for season 2. The writer's room has not even come together yet. They're going to come together in January." He continued on to say, "I'm sure Ashley, Bart, and Jonathan have some loose ideas, but they haven't fleshed out their ideas, and they certainly haven't conveyed them to us." And there you have it, everything you need to know about what the showrunners had to say about the finale, as well as other Yellowjackets news. What are your predictions for the second season of Yellowjackets? Be sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.